Oh man, I love that intro more and more. We play that intro. I just love it. And you know what? I wouldn't cut it down to 15 seconds either, like someone put in the chat earlier. It's fine at 30 seconds. Welcome to KH Football. We are here not for a match review from last night.
That's match not worth a fucking review, man.
Not for a match review because we don't want to do it. We don't want to do a review of that match last night. But what we are going to do is probably something that opened our eyes last night, and it wasn't the European Super League crashing before it even began. It's probably more of a point that this team and this squad is not as good as what we think it is in some positions. So we'll invite you guys on to see who you want to get rid of, who you want to keep, blah, blah, blah. But I think we'll kick off. So, Kai, I think last night we saw that the squad and the team with too many changes and people in the wrong positions aren't good enough as they are assembled. And we are weak in areas like central midfield when Kovacic goes out injured. Give me no match review or anything like that, but what did you feel coming away from that game about the squad and the team yesterday?
I think a lot of our players are one-dimensional. I literally learned that last night. I think a lot of our players are one-dimensional. People are telling me, Adoy is that good, and yesterday he was tripping on the ball. People are telling me Mount is versatile, but yesterday he was losing the ball, couldn't even do 2 touch passes. People are telling me that who was it? The Giroud need to play because he's gonna score his goal and he couldn't press to save his life. It was like when my grandpa used to play with us as kids, man. He was trying his best to stay, but in reality, he's deteriorating from the inside. It's the same thing, man. It's just it's the whole team. It's just that game was, for me at least, this is the worst match to watch under Tuchel so far. We watched so far because it was so uninspired. It could be because of the events around it, surrounding the ESL and all that crap, and just it wasn't really kind of the concentration that we wanted the players to have. But at the end of the day, we're still fighting for top 4. It's not our responsibility. So this, I'm sure, people have a lot, fans have a lot more to think about than these players had to, At the end of the day, they had to perform and they didn't, and that's why we fucked up. And Tuchel made too many fucking changes. And they weren't very small changes. They were critical changes. Mount proved to us yesterday that he can't play in a deep position, in a deep 6 or an 8. And now I hope that Tuchel learned from that, because against West Ham it's going to be a completely different ball game. I don't know what about you guys.
Well, before we get on to Marshall and Slendz, not going to hear a lot of this, but like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. We're only 23 away from, is it 23, Kai? 23?
Yeah,
23 away from 1K. So if you know people who like this, or you can introduce them to them, ask them to subscribe, turn on the notifications as well, and like and share the video and spread this around, because the more likes we get, we also get more notice. But Marshall, like I said, not a game review of Brighton, because no one wants that, to relive that. I know you like sometimes to watch repeat of the games, but I don't think even you would have watched last night's repeat.
No.
Unless you're falling asleep. I
wanted to take a nap.
Did last night's game open your eyes a bit more about the limitations of this squad?
I mean, for sure, it opened my eyes about we need another fucking CDM. I mean, I would not have bothered to even try Mason Mount in a double pivot. I would have just put Gilmore in there. I mean, it's Brighton. You tell me, would you rather Mason Mount in a double pivot or a Gilmore, someone who actually plays a position? Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I guess in a sense, Tuchel doesn't trust certain players like a Tammy, like a Giroud, like a Gilmore. So I mean, that is what it is. I wouldn't say it was the worst game of our season that we've played. I would
under Tuchel. Under Tuchel, not
under Tuchel. I think that West Brom game was a lot worse to watch. But yeah, it really goes to show that, especially when these low block teams like a Brighton that are good at defending, we struggle. We struggle without like a Kovacic. We struggle without a proper second CDM.
Marshall, say it again. We struggle without who?
We struggle without a Kovacic.
Okay. All right.
We struggle without a proper partner for Jorginho, because Jorginho wasn't really that bad at all.
I think he was man of the match for me from Chelsea side.
Yeah, I mean, it was either him or like Pulisic, because Pulisic looked really good, but he just couldn't. One attacker is not gonna do very well against 6 defenders. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's complacency. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that it was mostly Jorginho in the midfield. Mount just, he's not ready for that position. He doesn't know.
I want to say something about that, because, as you guys know, Jorginho's not my favorite player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but some things I was hearing today, I was like, Jorginho's probably so preoccupied half of his game with making sure Mason Mount was doing his job as his partner in a double pivot, that you can't expect him to have a normal 7 out of 8 out of 10 game for him. So those bagging on Jorginho, going, yeah, see, he's a system player.
They're idiots.
He needs Kante, Kovacic to play well. It's like, you've got an agenda, bro. You know what I mean? You've got an agenda. Find you have, just say you have, but don't pile on, because he was doing as best he can. And I don't blame Mount, because Mount's not a double pivot player, so I don't blame Mount for that either. He's not got the. I can't even think of the words. He's not got. Sorry, Kai. He's not got the minerals for that position. He's not got the minerals for that position, Kai. You know what I mean? He's not got the minerals. So, yeah. So sorry, Marshall. Yeah, I just want to say because I heard a few on. I know Twitter's not the greatest thing to get it from, but it's like
no,
one of those
Twitter is filled with a lot of trash opinions, but it's just. Yeah, it's exactly what you said. And on top of that, it's just, it goes to show that we do need depth in that. We do need depth in that midfield, and I think that's our first priority going into the summer. I don't care about this whole Haaland nonsense. I don't care about the striker situation. I think number one priority is getting a proper CDM. Whether it be Zakaria, a Rice, or whoever we're linked with. It's just.
Did you like Basuma last night? Did you like Basuma?
Basuma was pretty decent, and I wouldn't mind him on the team either, as like Slendz had proposed in previous shows. But I think a lot of it too has to do with the whole nonsense going on with this European Super League, and I think another good amount of it has to do with just like Tuchel said it. They look tired, and they did to a certain extent. They look exhausted, and it's what you should expect with the hectic schedule that we have going on.
That's my point. Of all the people back in the Premier League, why didn't the Premier League move this to tonight? Give us an extra day's rest. Do you know what I mean?
Because they're cunts, that's why.
Exactly, because them and Sky and who BT have done this. So when all Sky and Premier League are coming out, this will hurt English football. You're hurting English football by producing shit like that last night, essentially a shit match. Yep. So must have been great viewing. Must have been great. Yeah. Sorry.
Imagine having to pay $15 for that.
Slendz, how you doing, mate?
I disagree with you much. I don't think we need a defensive midfielder, bro. I think we need a creative midfielder. I think our creativity is nil. It doesn't exist. None of our players can actually fucking create. I think a DM would just basically be a backup for Kante. But I don't really think we need a backup for Kante. I think we need someone to create, because we don't create at all.
I rebuttal that though. Knowing Tuchel, he does want to play a double six. Going forward as well, he wants to play a double six. Most of the tactics I've seen that he's used and formations that he's used has required a double six. And it's like, yeah, we could do a double six, but once one of them gets hurt, like a Kovacic, and we have someone who's injury prone, like a Kante, it's a single pivot at that point with Jorginho. If he's not going to play Gilmore, so I think it's important that we get at least a fourth CDM.
You're basing it on the fact that we're going to play 3 at the backs next season. Because if you play other positions, if you play other systems, there is one DM that plays behind him as a lone DM, and then there's 2 8s, or two 6s and one 10. If we play
when
4,
you say
3, 1.
midfielder, are you referring to like an attacking midfielder, like a number 10?
Well, not really a 10, but somebody's more creative, like somewhere like an hour, for example.
See, it doesn't have to be creative. Okay, so someone that can pass the ball in the 6, someone that can pass the ball to the
front. But we need somebody who can actually crack like defenses. We don't need just another
pass between
one
the lines.
pass.
Yeah, pass between the lines, and obviously.
Yeah, but do you want another like somebody who's like a DM, or do you want a Fabregas type? I think what people misunderstand, confusing a defensive midfielder with a deep lane playmaker. What we need is a deep lane playmaker. We don't need a defensive midfielder.
You can have those that do both. Do you know what I mean? So you have the likes of you see Fabregas. He's a good example because you can play him in the double 6, but
Fabregas is a deep lane playmaker. Slendz, not really
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We need a deep lane playmaker for me because if you
I'm the same as you, bro. But I don't think we need a DM, like a proper DM. We don't need a DM. We need somebody who can pass.
I just thought last night. This is the one thing I say last night. He didn't change I was begging for him to change the formation last night. Just begging
he did,
for him.
Though.
No, he didn't. He changed people's positions in that formation. So he moved Reece James to left wing back and moved Pulisic to right wing back. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking. I know you don't trust these players, but surely even you've got to say we could change the formation.
No, I've come to the conclusion, Andrew, that this isn't not trusting players. I've come to the conclusion that this isn't a defensive 5 at the back. We need to stop looking at it as a defensive one, because we saw the Man City game. What he does is he overcrowds the final third with the 2 wing backs, which means it's
Slendz. So, do you think it's defensive though? Because in my opinion, I thought yesterday the game I saw we were really offensive. Like,
I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is.
What made me nervous throughout the whole game was, one, we have Christensen and Zuma in the back, and last time they played, they conceded 5 goals. I don't remember what the score was. I kind of drank bleach that day. Anyways,
what?
And every time that Rudiger got the ball, you would see Rudiger run up the field. Every time this man was joining the attack, he was always near the penalty, the 18-yard box. And to me, that shows that we're trying to push the line. We're trying to be offensive. Even our defenders are being offensive to a certain extent. I don't think it's a defensive formation.
Marshall, it's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying for me, because we have 5 at the back, we press higher of the pitch, which means we retrieve the ball higher of the pitch. So that's how it works. That's how it works. We should stop looking at it as a defensive one.
I made the mistake of figuring out. Go into a review of the
game. Sorry, I'm not.
No, what did you think, Slendz? What did you think, Slendz? What did that game show us really about these players and this squad?
Well, Andrew, the truth is that I value my time, I value your time, I value Kai's time and Marshall's time. So because of that, I won't speak too much about the game, man.
No, we wasted it last night, my friend. We wasted it last night, A
waste of time for me. But we're not, to be honest with you, what stood out for me was the second half, how often we lost the ball up the pitch, how often they pressed us and we just couldn't play around them. And to me, all these alcoholics, man, that go home and get sent to the couch by their wives, were crying about Mount playing in a double pivot. Well, there you go. You got it yesterday. You got your wish, and you can see it's not.
It's shocking yesterday, man. Yeah.
Man, listen, I'm not going to target him, but because I don't blame him at the same time. I do think it's not his strengths, right? Retrieving the ball, like even being a deep line playmaker is not his strengths. So people that were dreaming of a Mount and Kante double pivot and trying to, kind of erase Kovacic and Jorginho out of the memory of the fans. Listen,
keep dreaming.
You saw how important they are, man. The last 14 games they've played, we've lost 1 game. Facts are facts. So I'm for me, the Jovicic pivot, it is stylistically the best double pivot because we are the most fluid. I keep saying this. Maybe
possession as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we get exposed And Kante is going to play in that pivot. Of course he is, because he's got a world-class trait. But for me, if we're playing against these small teams, I don't need to see Kante. I'll be honest with you, I don't need to see Kante. We shouldn't struggle in the midfield. Like, it's Bissouma. I told you guys about Bissouma. I was watching him very closely yesterday, and for parts of the game, he was running that midfield on his own, and we had two people, and we were struggling. And I'm telling you, it's like what I like about Bissouma is a combination of his passing and obviously his interceptions. That's what we need as well. Do you know what I mean? So for me, like, I'll be honest with you, I feel like this team only shows up in the big games so far, man, under Tuchel. And it's a little worrying to me because we have to win those small games to get top 4. And one more player I want to talk about, and I don't care if I get called an agenda or whatever it is, I don't care. But Kurt Zouma.
Okay, yeah, I was surprised.
Listen, Kurt Zouma, that mistake he committed, he does it once a game, okay? But we forget this because he scored 6 goals a season. Like, okay, thank you very much. He scored 6 goals a season. I'm so happy. He scored headers. Incredible. You have an incredible trait. I love it. Like, it's very valuable to us. But if you keep losing the ball, and we actually concede, because we're not conceding from these chances that he loses the ball from. But when we do, I want you guys to come back to me and tell me what's happened, yeah? Because honestly, bruv, like, Zouma, man, I've said this a million times. He's our worst centre back. He's got 2 left feet. He's not good on the ball, and he loses concentration, and he doesn't run back. That's what makes me so angry.
Yeah, you know my opinion about all our defenders, man. They're all trash. I think they're all average defenders.
The reason I'm targeting him, is because I'm not under the illusion that we're going to sell all 3 of them and buy 2 world-class ones. It's never going to happen.
Doesn't happen. Yeah.
So for me, like, if I was to say one player that I would want to sell from the centre backs, it's going to be him. It's going to be him.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So let's get down to business then. Let's run through this. Let's seriously run. No agendas, no like even banter, Kai, when we bring up Mount or something like that. Yeah, I know what you might say, but and that's fine in the other stream. But let's realistically, who do you think we are? Who do we want to get rid of? First of all, I think that's it. And who do we realistically think we're going to get rid of during the summer? Should we start from the goalkeepers and work our way up? So. It's definitely keep. I think the club are definitely keeping Mendy. That's a starter. I think they want to get rid of Kepa, but who's going to take him unless you send him out on loan for 2 years and agree to pay all his wages, right? Yeah. That's the only because this summer, Kai, he's still got 4 years left on his contract. He's still got 4 years left on his contract. 7 years we gave this guy. 7 years we gave him a contract for 7 years.
I think, to be honest, I think the club will keep him. I think you'll just keep him as a backup player.
All right. Yeah. So the defense
breaks your heart, huh?
The defense then. So I think they're going to sell one of the centre backs, and I think Slendz brought the guy up. I think Zuma's the one more likely to go. Is there any difference of opinion on that?
I personally would sell Christensen.
Okay.
Like, personally, I would sell.
Why is that?
I don't know. Like, for me, he's just as inconsistent as Zouma for me. But it's because he has a lot of fangirls. All of a sudden, people are more lenient on him because I've seen him make like some horrible mistakes as well, and people are more like understanding with him because he's a bit better with his feet than Zouma. But the reality is,
he's a lot better.
Yeah, but does that mean much though, Slendz? Like, do you think you can?
It does.
I don't know. For me, if you ask me, I honestly I think he's just better off with the ball. But other than that, I think they're all expandable. All our defenders are. If we can upgrade on one of them, I think we can. I'll be happy. I would sell any of them. I don't think any of them are untouchable. But that's just my opinion.
Do you know what? For me, listen. With regards to Christensen, I'm under no impression. I do understand he's as fragile as wet tissue, But for me, what I want to see about him, is I see him make interceptions at times. I see him be in the right place. I see him play the right ball. Like Zouma is dominant in the air, dominant. He's one of the best in the league. Actually, I can even go as far to say that, But when it comes to when the ball's on the floor, Lord have mercy. This guy he's on eggs, man. He's on eggshells. He cannot move. His passing is wayward. And I'm not gonna lie, the ball gets stuck under his feet. That's what happened against Brighton. And guys, this keeps happening. I promise you. If you analyze the game, I'm watching him closely, and it happens once a game where he either loses concentration or the ball gets stuck under his feet. And for me, he would come on the highest fee because of his age as well. I think his contract is running the for the longest time as well, so he would come on the highest fee, and I think he'd have a lot of suitors. So for me, it's gonna be Zuma, man. I've already said this, but that's why I'm keeping Zuma over Christensen.
I think I think you're right. It's the obvious candidate when it comes to the central defenders that you can see Tuchel will sell. Do you any disagreement with that, Marshall, at all?
No, I really think I disagree with Kai just because this under Tuchel I've seen the biggest I've seen this thing that people keep crediting Christensen with, which is his passing, and I've seen how his passes just cut through the middle, and I see how he's not even actually like that fragile. Or like people would always criticize him on his physicality. Like I saw him win some pretty physical altercations yesterday and during the game, and I really do appreciate some of his passing when he's on his game. You know, there are some games where his passing just doesn't come off. But to me, it is Zuma. Like Slendz said, I think Slendz just nailed the nail on the head there, and it really is that. This man is so shit on the ball, and the lack of effort that once he loses the ball, he kind of just gives up on the play in general. I hate seeing that. Like, nothing frustrates me more than when one of our players decides that, oh, this is what it is. Let's give up on it. Yeah, that shit frustrates me. You don't see that from players like Thiago Silva. You don't see that from the Van Dijk. You don't see that from all these world-class defenders. But for me, it's Zuma. Too many mistakes now. I think we can get a good amount of money for him. And how old is he too?
26, I think.
26, yeah.
He's about to hit his prime, and we're seeing this still, you know. So
why is it? This comment down here. Why is it when one of our defenders we have a problem with? The most thing I'm hearing nowadays is, hey, let's move into DM position. Like he's going to be like...
Andrew, do you know what's funny?
World-class DM.
You know the DM position in the Tuchel system is the most important position in his system.
Exactly.
And you want us to put Zuma there?
Exactly, yeah, I know. It's like, why would we'll just put Christensen. What did we hear a month ago? I think someone on one of these streams said, let's put Thiago Silva in DM position.
Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah, someone did say that.
Shout out to Blue Ice, man.
Yeah,
Blue Ice. Forgot about that. Jesus.
It's like, yeah, we'll just put him as
Slushy man himself.
DM. Yeah, like that will solve all the issues. But I think as much as you may not like it, Kai, I think he favours Christensen above Zuma in the squad. It depends who he gets in as well, though. If he gets in somebody
just the fact alone that he made Christensen relevant again.
The fourth position. Do you know what I mean? So, left backs. I mean, I think we all want Alonso to go, right? I mean, just you know, just go. Do
you know what's funny?
Just go, man.
If you gave me a choice between Emerson and Alonso, I'm selling Emerson.
Yeah,
I'm serious. I'm selling Emerson because I feel like Alonso, when we play five at the back, he has those performances. Emerson has nothing. Like, don't give me that Atletico Madrid goal because I don't see Emerson doesn't offer much in a back five, offers very little in a back four. So if you're asking me one of them, I'm selling Emerson.
You're not selling Alonso?
Nope.
Why?
You know what? I've learned to embrace it. Like, he'll come up with 3 or 4 goals a season. He'll have a good performance. But as long as he doesn't start games, as long as Chilwell actually shows up as a 50 million player that he should be, and commands that spot, then I'm good to go. But I'd have Alonso as the backup instead of Emerson.
Okay.
Wow. I'm sorry, Slendz, man. I can't have Alonso at this club. He's shit. He is the epitome of shit. Yeah, the epitome of shit.
So is Emerson,
No, he's shit.
Mm-mm.
All those fanboys that came out when Alonso started getting over Chilwell, and he was in the left wing back position. Oh, Chilwell's done this. Chilwell stepped up and put you in the shadow, Alonso. All right, he stepped up. I can't have a squad player who you can only have one, apart from the goalkeeper, I can't have a squad player can only play left wing back. Do you know what I mean? He can't play anywhere else. It's a waste of a position. Emerson and Chilwell can play both those positions, I believe. Alonso can't. He's rubbish. Yesterday, my God, he was even slower than he's been normally. He just doesn't offer anything. I'm sorry to say this, but on a football pitch, he takes up too much oxygen, man. You know what I mean? Get him off the pitch. He's taking up space.
I'm not going to lie to you. I totally forgot that Alonso played last night.
Because he was replaced by Reece James.
I'm not even joking. I am not even joking. I totally forgot the guy was even in the game.
But that's how bad you were. You replaced by we shifted the right wing back over to replace you because he didn't want to put Chilwell in because he had that 90 minutes against Man City. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just go. Oh, he's won us the league. Yeah, thank you. That was 4 years ago. What have you done for me in between those 4 years? You've done nothing.
4 years ago, man. Time runs, son. Jesus Christ.
Good Lord. Yeah. Alonso's sends me back in a few minutes. Alonso's got to go, man. He's just got to go. I mean, I don't know who. But the problem is, Kai, I don't even know who's going to pay for him.
There's definitely teams. There's definitely teams, especially in Spain. I'm sure. Yeah, wow. I'm sure there's teams. Wasn't he linked with a few teams during the summer?
Well, I just hope we can get those teams back on the table, man. Because do you know what I mean? It's like,
it's true.
Central midfield. I wouldn't want to get rid of anyone in central midfield. I would like to add some people to that position because that seems to be if we're going to stick with this 3-4-3, that seems to be our position where we are lacking any depth, really.
I think the real
and everything like that.
I think the real question with midfield is largely going to be Jorginho. And I don't think it's a question of whether or not we want to sell him. It's a question of whether or not if Sarri decides to go to Napoli and he's going to want Jorginho, if Jorginho's going to stay, and who are we going to replace Jorginho with?
I honestly don't see Jorginho going anywhere. I think Tuchel loves him more than anybody else. If people think Tuchel like Mounts, nah, man, he loves Jorginho.
But even if
you watch every game, the first player he goes to hug is Jorginho, man.
Even if Pakai, you don't think if Sarri decides, because this is also what's made Serie A very interesting for me, is this whole what's going on with Napoli. There's a lot of rumors that Sarri is gonna basically be the new manager for Napoli, depending on how their season ends. And you don't think if Sarri wants Jorginho's gonna want to go to his father?
Not really, because I don't think he wants to keep us being associated with Sarri. He wants to have his own career. You can't just keep following Sarri around. He even said it. I think he said it when Sarri left Chelsea that he wants to, and especially under Tuchel, I don't see him leaving, man. He fucking loves him, man. It's like Jorginho's his wife. Every fucking time, the first thing he sees him, he just gives him a hug. I think he rates both Jorginho and Kovacic more than the fan base does. I don't think about leaving Chelsea anytime soon.
What do we think about Conte though? Do you think we should take the opportunity to sell him at a really high price because he's still considered a world-class player? Or do you think we should just stick with him for a few more years?
Bro, I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times, man. I love Conte, but his
passing is horrible.
No, his passing, his fitness is as reliable as fucking O.J. Simpson with drinks, man. I do not trust that guy, man. If he's not injured, he can't pass.
Kai's onto this O.J. Simpson thing this week, man. I love it.
He can win the ball like nobody else, but that's his biggest thing, where he has a lot of weaknesses in other areas, which worries me. In a position football, I don't know. I just don't see him other than a gap filler at the moment, honestly. And I love Conte. But his passing is quite bad. He loses the ball quite a lot. Yeah, he wins it, but if he didn't lose it as much, he wouldn't need to fucking win that ball that much. So
I feel like that's the thing a lot of people like to overlook, the fact that he loses the ball just as much as he gets it back,
Exactly. Lately has been very inconsistent, which kind of scares me, to be honest, as well.
What do you guys think?
Do you think Do you think if someone comes in with a crazy bid, say 80 to 90 million, the club will think about selling him?
80 million and sell him.
He's 30. Then we can... He's 30 now, right? He's 30
personally,
now.
Andrew, yeah.
He's got a lot of injuries. He's got had a lot of injuries over the last 2 years. You know. The
only way I would consider selling him is if we can get a replacement of the likes of, you know, the Locatellis, I wouldn't say Basuma, because I think he's a level above Basuma, but someone of that caliber. If we can get someone to replace him, to come in, then of course I'd sell him. But now I think even if he isn't fit all the time, when he comes in the big games, he's very valuable, because I understand what you guys are saying. He loses the ball, and that's my main criticism of him. But in the big games, you need someone like Kante. If you can put someone like Jorginho next to him, so Jorginho can be the one who's good on the ball, economical on the ball, doesn't lose it as much, and you can have Kante be the destroyer, which is what we saw against Porto. So that's.
If you're going to keep Kante, you need to buy. If you're going to keep Kante, you need to buy another destroyer. Because Kante, I think, if Kante stays another season, he's going to be managed like Thiago Silva, and this man's only 30 years old. Do you know what I mean? I think he went for an amazing 4-year run where he just didn't stop. You know what I mean? And then suddenly it's like everything's caught up with him and hit him all in the same bit for the last 2 years.
Sorry, Lampard got to him, man.
Mate, yeah. But he never rested for 4 years. He played football, summer tournaments, all the team. So it's like, if you're keeping him, excellent, keep him. But it might be a way where they just, like Slendz said, he comes in for the big games. He doesn't play back-to-back games at all. So you have to make a choice if you're in the Champions League and the league run and a Premiership Championship run. Which game do you put him in for? It's going to be something like that. So I think Kante stays, but would I be shocked if we accepted a big offer for him this summer? Nope. It's football, isn't it? So, So I think we'll get rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Barkley this summer, and Bakayoko. I think they'll all go. They'll all be sold. What Kai's favourite subject now over the last couple of days? The wingers, Kai. Discuss the wingers with us.
Andrew, I don't bitch for the sake of fucking bitching, man.
I know, mate. I know.
I grew up watching Arjen Ruben. I grew up to watching even fucking Joe Cole, that fucking midget as well. Beautiful. I was watching him. I was watching Eden Hazard, and then you give me Adoy. You give me fucking who else is there? Do you have now, man? You give me Pulisic, who's always injured.
Hakim Ziyech.
You give me Willian. You give me Hakim Ziyech. Those are not the level of wingers of Chelsea Football Club. I am sorry, man. Nobody. You can call me agendas. You can call me what you want. I'm used to it. I don't give a flying fuck what you think of me, man. I've never done it. I've never have. Look, Adoy is not good enough. Pulisic is good enough if he wants to fucking play football. Sometimes he doesn't. Havertz is not there, and I don't see him as a winger. You know. No. And they just Santa, man. I don't hate Adoy. He's just not that good. He's not that good.
Yeah, Adoy was absolutely frustrating.
Slendz, tell me he was good yesterday, man. Tell me Adoy was good yesterday, man. Tell me he was good when he was fucking tripping on the ball, have nothing to do. He couldn't cross like
he came on,
decently.
Right? He came on, right? Yeah, he did, right? He was a substitute. He didn't take his chance, but at the same time, neither did Ziyech or Werner.
Yeah, but good. Slendz, watch what I said again, bro. None of them are good. None of them are fucking good.
I know. But I'm more lenient towards him because of his age. I know, Kai, you hate hearing this, but I will be if we can, because he's 20 years old, right? And he's shown potential at times. I'm willing to accept him as a squad player, not as someone who starts. If we can get someone in the caliber of Sancho, and we know the wingers that we want, right? I would honestly sell Werner and Ziyech to get Sancho, in my opinion. And keep Cho. I'm keeping Cho.
That's great. But this brother's on 150 to 180 grand a week.
Wait a minute. No, my God.
He's on that much money a week.
Dude, I'm reading some of these comments.
I'm reading some of these. Hang on, Marshall.
I'm sorry.
I need him to step. I know he's had a big injury. He had all last season to get over it. I know I sound a bit mean and everything, but I need him to step up. You know what? If he doesn't start, fine. I need him to come on and win. I need him to come on and win the game. I need him to
Can
come
I say something
the game.
before Marshall goes?
Quick point. I give a fuck about his injury from fucking 7 months ago.
I know. But listen,
it's over that, Kai.
I don't care, man.
Kai,
we're calling him a winger, but does he play as a winger for Tuchel?
Did he come on as a winger?
As a winger, man. What did he do? What did he do yesterday as a winger? Did he?
Did he come on last night?
So. He came for Ziyech. No, he came for Ziyech.
No.
Well, yeah, okay,
Ziyech.
But he was left winger for one game, and it was against Everton. That was the one game where he stepped up. Yeah? And until he plays as in his position, I'm not going to judge him. He's 20 years old as well, man. I know people hate hearing this, but I'm the same way I'm patient with Havertz, I'm patient with Cho.
Enough about his age. 21. Enough about his age, man.
No, but it matters, though. Andrew, it matters. It matters, of course it does. It matters.
That's all fine. His age, blah blah blah. If in his age is not ready to step up, then fuck up, back to the bench.
No, get
someone who can do it now.
Go back to the under 23s or something.
Slendz, you're just giving them excuses. You tell me, his age, he's not playing as the right.
Wait, stop. I'm not. No, I just looked it up. Phil Foden is 20 years old. He comes off the bench constantly and does more than Cho has in his previous games under. Cho was supposed to be a generational talent too.
I have never said that.
I'm not saying you have, Slendz, but like what was actually frustrating me this whole entire conversation is I'm reading some of these comments. Some people saying like Cho came on and did more than all of our wing. What did he had one cross, one fucking cross, and it was to no one. Like, okay, I get it. Ziyech isn't that great. Pulisic isn't that great. You know, they didn't have the best games yesterday, but you can't tell me that Cho came on and was better than them because he did fuck all. That's what he did. He did fuck all. He did absolutely nothing. And he actually did play an attacking position up until we brought in Giroud and then we swapped it all up. He was playing the left wing. He was switching and interchanging with Pulisic or whoever was playing. I'm already drinking the bleach. I don't want to remember the game anymore. But he was switching positions, right forward, left forward. He was playing his position and he wasn't doing shit. Now, I know that Cho is capable of coming into this game and making a difference because we have seen it. Like, none of us are denying that Cho has come into some of these games sometimes and has actually had an immediate impact. We saw it under Lampard. We saw a little bit of it under Tuchel in the beginning of the season or in the beginning of Tuchel's reign. But he's just not been good enough recently. You guys have to, like, not you guys. I just mean the fans in general. The fans in general need to realize that players are allowed to be bad. This is the same thing with Mount. Players are allowed to be bad.
Yeah, yes.
Players are allowed to have good games too. He hasn't been in good form recently.
Marshall, can I ask you a question?
Whereas Ziyech recently has been in good form, but everyone yesterday had a bad game. So I'm not hearing this whole idea that Ziyech isn't good enough, Ziyech is trash, and it's like
you know the priorities we have in our team. Yeah, is he a priority to replace?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes, for me, a winger is a priority for me. I'm sorry.
How can he be if he's not even a squad player? If he's not even a starter, how is he a priority?
Not to replace, but to be upgraded on. He is a priority to be upgraded on. I think we need a winger. I think we need a world-class winger because we only have 3. I consider Ziyech a fucking winger, man. Ziyech is not a winger though. So I do think we need a winger because none of those fucking 3. Pulisic on his day, I believe he could be compared to Hazard because he's very, very good. But don't give me fucking bums like a doy telling me he's world fucking class there. Fuck that shit, man.
Can I not have?
You're just having all your fucking emotion up your fucking ass, and you're coming to me telling me like because you're just emotional, man.
Can we get past the injury? Can we get? I know it's a bad injury.
I could give a flying fuck about his injury, man.
What I'm saying is, Kai, it's been 18 months since he's come back from that injury.
That's an excuse. If he has an injury, then stay at home, play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm also. When Havertz got COVID, we all excused him, right?
That was
COVID is different, though, man. COVID is different, and plus he stepped up since then. And look. Everyone wants to say wait, hold on. Everyone wants to say that Cho's had this injury. He hasn't been playing well. No, I'm not having it because he's had good games. Cho has had good games this season. This season we're talking about, 2021. He's had good games. Games that he's come off the bench and has made an instant impact. We've seen it. We know he has good game. He turned up against Everton. You're not going to tell me he's going to turn up one game and then turn off the next game. He's just going through bad form. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't get rid of him. He's going through bad form. But stop the excuses for Cho.
Exactly. He needs to go on loan, man. He needs to fucking go on loan, man. He's not ready for Chelsea.
Is that we have to rely on him to come on and perform when our senior players are not performing. That's my main issue. Why are we asking the 20-year-old to come up and perform?
I'm not asking him. If you're gonna big him up to be that amazing fucking player, he needs to fucking perform like an amazing player.
You know how I feel about people
and give him excuses. No, but it's excuses, man.
People love.
You know how I feel about people overrating our players. I hate it. I don't overrate our players, but I know what he is. And for me, he's someone who can be like a good player, not even a great player. He'll be a good player in the future.
You're saying that. Look at our chat is the biggest fucking example. They're acting like this fucking bomb is like the next fucking Eden Hazard.
A lot of our chat is simping for fucking Cho right now. It's ridiculous.
I don't do this like this fanboy shit, man. Even with Coventry, you have a shit game. I tell you, he has a shit game. These people act like this kid is amazing, and he's not. He's not amazing. I'm sorry. You can argue with me. You can tell me that I have agendas. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Look, I don't necessarily 100% agree with Kai. The way I see it right now is that right now he's just not playing well. He shouldn't be playing. And I don't want to hear people saying he should be playing over Ziyech. He should be playing over Pulisic. I don't want to hear any of these agendas. It's ridiculous. Look, I understand 100% where Slendz is coming from. Do I think that when Cho reaches Mount stage or when Cho reaches like a 27, 20 ZX stage, he's going to be a world-class player? I think Cho has the potential to be a world-class player. I don't think Bayern Munich offers 80 million for this player.
They didn't offer. What are people saying they offered? They didn't. They didn't fucking offer. They just did like, if we pay you 70, it's how fucking business works. They're gonna see how high they want to go and if they're willing to sell. They go with high numbers in order to see if the person like that they're trying to sell to is interested in selling. If they say no to 70, that means they're not interested. That's why they go with high numbers. I'm tired of fucking people not knowing fucking finances telling me they offered 70. They didn't fucking offer 70. They just wanted to see if they can negotiate.
Regardless, Bayern was interested.
Yeah,
a team like Bayern isn't just interested in just anyone. They want the best players. So they know that. I think everyone who has their eyes knows that there is potential. There is talent in this kid. So I think he's going to be world-class.
What we need to do is
we need to manage him better.
Exactly, Slendz. I'm not doubting that he has talent. But don't come to me and tell me this kid needs to start for fucking Chelsea Football Club going forward. Because I do not fucking see it, man. I grew up with real fucking ballers, and I'm sure you have as well, Slendz, on the wing. We're blessed to have amazing wingers, and I'm sorry, Adoy is not close to any of them. End of them, man.
And you know what? Kavkaz is right. It might sound a bit harsh, but we've not moved on to the this next guy, Ziyech. Okay, we've not moved on to him yet, Kavkaz. Don't worry, we didn't forget about Ziyech. You're right. Ziyech is an issue, and unfortunately, I'm coming to the conclusion now that he may need to go in the summer. He's going to be 29 soon.
I think he will.
Yeah, he's going to be 29 soon. I can give Cho a little bit of leeway because a little bit more than I can Ziyech. Ziyech was supposed to come.
When have I argued this? When have I argued this? I've never said Ziyech is good enough for Chelsea. I'm not like you guys. I don't have players that I fucking put forward. I don't give a fuck about Ziyech, and I don't give a fuck about Adoy. I give a fuck about Chelsea. And both of them are not fucking good enough for Chelsea at the moment, man. Compared to the players that used to play in their fucking positions. That's my whole fucking point. I don't take players. I'm not like these guys. I don't care, man. I honestly, I only care about these fucking players because they are fucking taking a spot where my club should improve on. That's all I'm saying.
Can I just say we have kept the same energy of all our youth, okay?
Especially this channel.
We're no filter. Do you know what I mean? There's no bullshit here. There's no what they have on United channels and Martial FC, Pogba FC, Bruno FC. We don't do Player FC on this channel, okay? Because it's bullshit. Yeah, this is Chelsea FC. That's all we're.
And do you know why we don't do that?
Yeah,
because we don't give our loyalty to players that haven't had success for us yet.
Yeah, you got to earn our loyalty. You got to earn it.
I'll start being loyal to you. Like Hazard. I'll die on the hill for Hazard because he's achieved so much. Ballack, Drogba, Lampard. I'll die on the hill for all of them. But these people, they haven't proved anything to me yet. So I've got no loyalties.
Not only I've seen Hazard carry Chelsea to 2 fucking Premier League titles, man.
Let me just
that's
address this.
A world class.
Let me just address.
For me, somebody who does 2 dribbles is not the fucking definition of a world class. I'm sorry,
this comment below annoys me. Right, that means that you, if you are a Chelsea fan, 0.16, your standards have dropped. and that means you
Fucking
are a
Arsenal
problem.
standards, man.
You are a problem. Okay, my standards for this is Premier League champions, Champions League finalists, winners, winning multiple championships. Not even bothered who's finishing third or fourth, being in a title race every year.
They are all overrated. I agree.
You know what's funny, guys?
Players, Mount, Reece, and I love Reece. They're all overrated by you guys because they came from the academy. I literally, how many times have I fucking criticized Mount on this channel for not having good enough vision and passing? How many times did I say Reece need to work on his crossing and his positioning defensively? How many fucking time I said Adoy can do anything other than dribble? People, man, if you're gonna come here and comment about me and my opinions, please watch the streams at least so make your fucking arguments valid. Not just come to me with emotions. Because I don't fucking do emotions, man.
Kai, how many times then have you also come on and praised those players when they played well?
Yeah,
a lot of time. I love Reece. Reece is my favorite youth player, but he makes mistake. He is not perfect. Same thing with Mount.
Yeah.
These people acting like Adoy is perfect. He's not. He has been given chances and he's done fuck all with them.
It's not even that, Kai. It's like because they're Chelsea youth products, you're not allowed to criticize them.
Bro, I don't give a fuck if Roman Abramovich's wife gave birth to them herself, man. That's irrelevant to me. I don't care.
You're right. But yeah, Ziyech is the one for me who's got to go in the summer. I think he's got to go in the summer. He just doesn't. He's what Will came up with this. I don't know if he came up with it, but he keeps saying it. Moments player. He's a moments player. He's not. He just doesn't do it. He doesn't do it in the Premier League. I don't know what it is.
I don't even think he's a moment player because he doesn't have that fucking many moments. How can he be a moments player if he doesn't have that many moments?
Yeah.
Because you know why I disagree with Will? Because Hazard is a moments player. Hazard has those moments where he changes games. He doesn't. Ziyech doesn't. I think having a moment is not a bad thing. Having a moment game, that means you grab the fucking game by the fucking scrap of the neck and change the whole fucking game by yourself. We don't have those players. I wish we had moments players. I wish we had, because we don't. We have so many passive players. And I don't think it's because of talent. I just think because they put their head down and fucking play their fortnights at night and they're not focusing about Chelsea. Because for us, I remember Chelsea teams fighting to get top 4 winning titles. Now top 4, apparently that's like that's not even enough for them to that's not even enough for me. I don't care about top 4. I want us to challenge for Premier League. And as long as they have this mentality where they half-ass top 4, like we only have, like literally we have 7 games left. Can't you fucking focus for 6-7 games? Just 6-7 games, focus, and then you can fuck off and do whatever you want in the summer.
Yeah. And also, we're not scapegoating the academy players. We don't want. They're part of the squad. You can critique. They're part of the squad. That means they're fair game to critique. We can critique these players all we want. If you're protecting them, then that means you have a problem. I don't know why you're protecting them. You're not family to them. They're players, okay? You wouldn't 10 years time.
You don't know you exist, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh no, we can't critique them. You know, like we can critique them, but we can give fair criticism. It's the ones that just rip at them for nothing that are the worst ones. We're critiquing their performances. Okay, we're critiquing their performances. If you want them to get all the praise when they play well, then you have to accept all the criticism when they don't play well. And that's the problem with these modern day fans now. I'm sorry, it's not all of you, it's some of you, that you're too emotional about these players. You're too, like, you think they're your brothers or your sons or something like that. They're not. They play for your club. Be emotional about your club. Also, you're right. It's not, but you can't blame the club as well buying these players. They bought all these players in good faith that they were going to turn out and be good. Okay, you can't blame the club for that. They purchased these players in good faith. You have to blame the starting players who've come in and have not adapted. Okay, but you have, if you're going to accept the praise for these young players, then you have to accept the criticism as well. And you have to work on and I'm critiquing you fans now. You have to work on that yourselves. That's a problem with you. Okay, stop being emotional about the players, because you'll support someone else in 10 years. You won't care about this if the players that come in and replace these players win your trophies. You won't remember them. So don't give me all this bullshit. Sorry. Marshall. Fine. Haven't heard from you in a bit. What do you think? Me and Kai have been ranting for the past 10 minutes.
Look,
rest now.
I put your feet up,
Yeah.
grab a pina colada, do something, man. Just chill, man. Take a Xanax, relax. Anyways,
Take a smoke
if 420 was yesterday, we can have an extended holiday. Who knows? But anyways, look, I don't think, and it's not because I like him or anything. I personally just don't think that any of these wingers are going to go this summer. Ziyech just got here. He had 2 injuries this season. He was out for a good portion of the beginning. And he's also like anyone else. I don't care how old he is. I don't care if he's fucking 40 fucking years old and all the experience in the world. When you come to the Premier League after being in the Eredivisie your whole fucking life, you're gonna have to do some adaptation. And in my opinion, considering how Timo has adapted and how Kai has adapted, I think Ziyech has done a fucking brilliant job of actually adapting to the league. As for all this slander about how Ziyech is shit, where was this when he scored a goal against Porto? When he got us into the next round? Where was his energy when he scored against Sheffield after coming off the bench and he got us into the next round in the FA Cup? Where was his energy when he scored against Man City, the only goal that we scored against Man City, and he now got us into the finals of the FA Cup? Look, I'm not gonna disagree with some of the criticism that, yeah, it was a tap-in goal, yada yada, all that stuff. But the point at the end of the day, a goal is a goal, a moment's a moment. He fucking actually scored it, unlike a Timo I guarantee you, if that was Timo, you guys would be shitting bricks because maybe he doesn't actually score the tap-in goal, you know? And look, I know I don't give Tammy the same argument, but guess what? Tammy's a striker. Ziyech is a winger. Tammy has been playing English football his whole life. Ziyech just started this season. So this idea that Ziyech is shit, even yesterday, as bad as our whole team was, I don't think Ziyech even makes it to the worst 3. I think Ziyech was. No, I stand by it. No, let me land. I stand by it. I saw plenty of attacks that Ziyech was trying to make, plenty of plays that he was creating, and yeah, he got dispossessed a few times. Yeah, he got beaten at the tackle a few times. I saw those too. He didn't have a good game. I agree. He didn't have a good game. I'm not gonna look. I don't have a Ziyech agenda. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking defend him and be like, oh, he needs to stay. He's our best player. He's the best creative. When he has a bad game, I'm gonna criticize him. He has a bad game. He had a poor game yesterday. Do I all of a sudden want to say that, oh, he's crap, considering that his last 4 games before that were actually decent and good, and he's actually been key to our success? And look, I understand that if Ziyech doesn't play, that means you play a Cho, because you're not going to fucking play Werner right now. Werner's been poor, worse than Cho. I mean, that's actually arguable, but he's been worse than Cho. But considering how bad Cho is and Ziyech is actually getting results, assists, goals, and creating dangerous plays, are you going to fucking tell me you're going to start Cho over Ziyech, who's in better form? Like, get your head out of your ass. You're not going to do it.
Please, can I go, Andrew?
Yeah, you go, Slendz. I'd say you're right. No, Slendz, you go. Right. Me and Kai are resting our voices for about 5 minutes. That's all. They're getting
you know what? Listen, the whole. Let me start off by saying the moments that he's given us are very important moments, and they're very appreciated. But I can give you someone who's given us one of the best moments of our careers is Fernando Torres.
So wait, Slendz, one more thing I want to correct the narrative on. Ziyech is 28. He was 27 when he came here. He just turned 28. Yeah, so I don't know where people are getting he's going to be 30 next season. Like, give him a little bit more slack.
Technically, he will be 30 next season. I think technically, right? No. Never mind.
No, he'll turn 29 next season.
Let's not do maths at 9 minutes.
Let me finish. One second. So here's what I'll say. Like, the best example of a big moment that I can think of from a player who's underperformed is Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres come up with 2 very important moments. Yeah. Number 1, he scored in the semi-final of the Champions League. Number 2, he got the corner to win us the final. Sorry, to score the equalizer. Yeah. But we can all be objective and judge his career as very underwhelming. Hakim Ziyech has been here for 31 games in total, scored 5 goals, assisted 4 goals as well. Yeah. I don't need to look at the numbers to know that he's been underwhelming. He's 28 years old, and I have very little patience with him compared to Cho because of his age. I understand that frustration that people have is that, you need to give him time to adjust. He hasn't played in 7 months. I want to give you guys a little perspective. when it comes to Eredivisie, Dusan Tadic, you know who Dusan Tadic is?
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Southampton. He's got 131 goal contributions in 142 games. Yeah? Eredivisie. I'm telling you, I hate the whole narrative that the Premier League is the best league, but Eredivisie is a league which is a below standard. So the way he looked, it wasn't what he's going to look at. It was never going to be replicated in the Premier League. Yeah. And I can appreciate him for scoring those goals, but I can tell you that he loses the ball too many times, doesn't run enough. He doesn't create enough when he's supposed to be our most creative player because he's the one who takes the most risks. And he doesn't even do that, bro. Bro, my issue with him is that I'm not gonna lie to you. Even when he gets the ball, sometimes he gets stuck under his feet. I saw him try to do a back heel yesterday, and I got stuck under his feet. Bro, like I understand what you mean, but he's in the right places at the right time. Him and Ziyech, I said him and Werner in some certain games, I would love to see them play because they give you space. Mm-hmm. I would love to have them there. But as in general, as a Chelsea career, we're in April now. We started the season in September. That is almost 7 months. 7-month career has been extremely underwhelming. He's had injuries, okay, but you guys didn't like that when I said that about Cho. So I'm gonna keep the same energy. I don't want to. I'm not gonna be patient with him because I want to. Unless he turns his form into Ajax Ziyech, then I'll start accepting it. But until now,
that's
never
the
with
thing.
The signing. Let me last sentence. I was never with the signing, and you might say I have an agenda, but I got proven right, and I honestly hope he picks up form. If he doesn't, we need to sell.
But that's the thing, though. Yesterday, he had his first bad game since Leeds, arguably. So this idea that like people are saying, "Oh, he's been shit," is absolutely ridiculous. He hasn't been shit. He's been one of our better attackers. Considering we were fucking ordering goals and not getting them shipped. Like, come on. Like this whole season. Under Tuchel, we've complained about how we cannot score goals. And we have someone who has actually been scoring goals and finding himself in goal-scoring positions. And then you want to say he's shit? You can't have it both ways, people. You really can't. Like, this isn't fucking FIFA. Like, this is absolutely absurd, the amount of arguments that I've seen against Ziyech when he's actually been in one of the better forms than all of our attackers. And I understand that I mentioned his age earlier. The only reason I mentioned his age because once people start saying he's about to be 30, that changes the whole conversation. like this man isn't 30. He's 28. He was 27 when he came in here. He came to the season not having played ball for about half a year because the Eredivisie ended sooner. Like I would argue that Ziyech has more excuses for adaptation than Werner and Kai does. I would actually argue it, considering he's had 2 injuries since he's gotten here. He came from the Eredivisie, which, look, I know he looked good in Eredivisie, and it doesn't mean much when you look good in Eredivisie, as by what Slendz kind of was alluding to earlier. But he's been there his whole life. And on top of that, he came here 6 months early, I believe, and then got injured in the first game. And that was a preseason game that we had. Like, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Marshall, can I say one thing in between your words?
Real quick, and then we'll go to you, and then I don't know. We can move on from this because, like I said, I'm not here. I'm not a fucking Ziyech fanboy. I'm just trying to be logical here, and I'm just trying to say if I had to choose a lineup and I had to choose players based on form, I'm not fucking choosing Callum Hudson-Odoi over Ziyech because Callum Hudson-Odoi hasn't done jack shit.
Cool.
And
Amen.
And yeah.
One last point.
Go ahead,
and then you guys can move on. I'm going to give you I'm going to throw stats at you. So I mentioned Ziyech, 32 games, 5 goals, 4 assists. Callum Hudson-Odoi, 34 games, 5 goals, 5 assists. So it's the same thing, the same counter, bro. No one has been better than the other. That's why I judge them the same.
Yeah.
I just have more patience. I've said this a million times. They have this. I have more patience towards Cho than I do to Ziyech because of the age. But when it comes to the levels, the performances this season, both been as good as each other. That's what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. But right now, you can say that Ziyech has been in form over Callum, right? We can both agree on that.
Do you know what? If there was a spot on the line, none of them would play. It would be Havertz, Pulisic, and Werner. Sorry, no, but Havertz, Pulisic, and Mount.
I was about to say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no,
they both don't get in.
But my argument is, okay, let's say Ziyech is crap. And honestly, like right now I'm saying it, if Ziyech leaves in the summer, I could give less of a shit. Because I agree with you guys, he's not Chelsea quality. Like, I prefer wingers like the Hazards, the Jadon Sanchos, the Pedro Nechos. I prefer those kind of wingers. But if I had to sub in a winger, it's not going to be Callum Hudson-Odoi. Not in the form he's in right now.
Okay.
And I don't know if Slendz agree with that or not.
Let's move on. Giroud's going. Tammy's going. Werner will probably stay. I think we can round off like that. I know, but I just think let's open it now. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you want to come on and talk about anything that we've discussed here, anything about Chelsea, I'll mention it this last time. 70 people watching. I've only seen 44 likes. Let's bump that up. Let's put in the subs as well. Let's share the video, please. If we can do that, that'd be really great. I'm going to put the link in the chat under Winter Surfer. Please look for that. Okay, it's there right now. Thank you very much. Yes, as you can see, I think that was a fair debate. We didn't say we didn't like them because they didn't wear the football boots we liked or trainers we liked.
No, there is one player I don't like because of the football boots he wears. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I say something, Marshall, by the way? People say that we have like an echo chamber here. We all have the same opinions. You just got proven wrong because we disagree all the time and we debate it the way we just did.
Yeah, so, we really do.
Get your facts straight. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Real Chris.
Yep.
Sammy.
Yo.
Alex. And Kazi.
Hey, Fatur, what's up, bro?
Fatur, thank you. Fatur, have you been on this one before?
I don't think so.
First time.
I think this is Fatur's first time, man.
It's one of the first times. It's one of the first times.
He's losing his no football virginity, man.
One of the first times, man. I actually agree with Kai on something, man.
What I'm going to do, guys, because I want you all to have your say, and I want you all to be listened to as well. So, you know what I mean? So
Unpopular opinion. Bruce Buck. Yeah,
mate,
I'm gonna say.
Hunter was screaming in the comments, man.
I'm gonna say
Hunter
quick.
was screaming in the comments, man.
I'm gonna say quick, Kazi. Hold on. Bruce Buck needs to go out of the club. Bruce Buck needs to go.
He does.
Why? Why does he have to go, man? Doesn't make sense to me. What did he do, man?
I think it's a sacrificial lamb more than a thing. I think that's what they're looking for. Every club seems to be offering a sacrificial lamb. Bruce Buck's been there since 2003.
Well, I'm sorry, man. This is not the times of Moses, man. We're not sacrificing anybody. He didn't do anything on his own, man.
No, but what I mean is, you know what it reminds you of, guys? If you ever watched a war film where there's an attempted coup and it doesn't go right, whoever's caught, they usually do the worst thing to them. This is more financial.
Yeah, but no, I'm not doing that fucking cancel culture bullshit, man.
No, it's not cancel.
He didn't do it on his. He didn't do it on his own. Why should he get sacked? It's not the club is the.
Okay.
So what should he be the foreman?
All right,
fucking people have
zero
fucking morals, man. Fuck that. No, I don't agree with that.
Father, why didn't you start? Why don't you, since it's your debut, why don't you kick us off and let him land, guys, as well?
Not gonna lie, yeah, because I felt like maybe like I might be wrong. I felt like he's the one, trying to push about that Super League thing last week, and I just feel like everything it's been done since 2003, and up until this point, like I just think again, like I don't think he deserves to what he has been in this club, and yeah, man, I really don't like the way the structure going as well, man. But
no.
Seriously, Carl, like if you look at it from yesterday's process, yeah, if most of the fact that we're not pointing at Roman, we're pointing at someone that started the whole thing. And for me, I don't think like Roman. It's not Roman's fault. Basically, it's the one that chairman's always doing it though. So that's why I don't think Bruce Buck deserves to be staying here. So yeah.
No, I think it's harsh. I think Chelsea as a club, they make the decision as board members. I don't think a person in his 70s should be fucking sacked because other people who are younger than him decided to make him the fall guy. I just think that's morally fucking wrong, man, and I'm not down with that. But again, everybody has their own opinion.
No, it's understandable. Kazi, what do you want to say, mate?
Bro.
Keep it low, Kazi.
How's the day been, man? How you been there, man? Marshall, Slendz, Kai. See, Kai woke on the wrong side of the bed, man.
Kazi, I'm always happy,
wakes
man.
up on the wrong side, yeah. doesn't sound too happy. Now,
I'm just too real for you, Generation Z kids, man. you guys high five girls after sex. I'm not that guy, man. Sorry.
Nothing wrong with high fives, guys.
Nah.
A lot of things, Slendz. A lot of things are wrong with high fiving people, man.
Get the fuck out of the house. That's what it is. But listen, let's continue. Let's continue, man. Let's continue.
Go on, Kazzy,
The thing
what do
is,
you
yeah,
want to say, mate?
for me, I just want to put this statement out here.
Yeah.
Do you guys really think that I just wake up and I hate on players like Akeem Ziyech, One, and Mason Mount, and what's called just out of the blue?
Yes.
Man? You actually think that?
Kazzy, I honestly think you have a dartboard with Timo Werner's face in there.
The reason why I hate on all these guys, and what's called, listen, I like Cho. I don't love Cho. I don't think I love any player on this team.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You love Reece James.
I love Reece James, but there's not a single player that I love in this team except Reece James, man. I find it very hard to get these
Mason
guys
Mount?
for me. No, man, please, man. The whole team, what they did to me last year, the football that they gave to me last year, and they're not good enough for me, some of them. But I would say is that I grew up watching that 14-15 season. I watched the likes of Eden Hazard, the likes of Fabregas and Costa, and I'm still stuck with watching Mason Mount. And I'll say this again, man. We won't ever win a Premier League title with Mason Mount being our best, mind you, keyword, best player. He can be our most important, but we'll never be our best. Now, for me, my opinion is Cho. I think he'll become a world-class player.
Okay.
I think he'll become a world-class player, but the problem is that I'm in the middle of Cho. I've seen some people trying to overrate him, trying to say he's same level as Phil Foden and Greenwood. And all
Wait,
those
can I
guys, man.
ask you that real quick? I'm not saying I'm blaming Roman in that. I'm blaming the chairman because I think I'm blaming one person. That's chairman. That's our blame. But it's everyone's opinion. Everyone's entitled with it. But yeah, I blame Roman in that. I'm blessed with Roman. Not gonna lie. Like, I blame someone alongside him. Yeah. I never said.
Ziyech should be sold. Ziyech should be sold. In the summer, he should go. I just want to touch on the point that was cool when Marvel, you were saying that he's had injuries. He's played the same amount of games as Cho and even more minutes than Cho, and he's been injured.
Am I supposed to respond?
Cool. I'm just gonna say that he's played. I don't see how a player from the Dutch league comes over. He's 28 years old. I don't think I've seen a player as the meaning of luxury than Ziyech. Like there's times I just don't think he cares. Was on that pitch, man. He literally does not care, man. The other game, the guy you're saying was called. He wasn't. He was the worst player on that pitch, man. The guy was doing backflips, man. How many backflips was a guy trying on that pitch, man? He was like, I don't understand how you can say this.
Are we saying he was the worst player on the pitch if we're not counting Alonso? Is that what we're saying?
Alonso.
Alonso's
that's what I thought, Kazzy. Also, wait a minute.
Alonso had a classic yesterday.
Where was Havertz yesterday too?
Second worst.
Where was Havertz yesterday? And tell me what Mount did exactly and the DM position.
First of all,
and you want to tell me he was the worst?
He was top 3 worst.
Top 3 worst. Agenda, okay?
Akeem Ziyech was the worst player on that pitch. Let's not sit here and lie to
all the players.
I'm really interested.
It's the same problem. Everyone struggled last night against low
just hearing a cluster
bro, why are
of
we
voices.
making excuses? Say it how it is. He was the worst player on that pitch.
He's a 28-year-old Moroccan bowl of soup.
Point, mate. Hit your second
That's what
point.
he is, man. I'm sorry. I've always called him a bowler. I've called him a Moroccan bowl of soup because the guy. So he does nothing, man. Like people bringing up clips here of this guy. Let me finish, man. Let me finish, Hunter, man. Let me finish, man. I get it. Let me finish, man. Bro, let me finish, yeah. This guy makes a simple what's called diagonal cross, yeah, that reaches to that slow poke. Marcus Alonso was the worst player in that pitch, Marcus. Thank you, Marv. It was marvelous. Was it Marshall? Sorry, my man. Marshall for reminding me. Reminding me of that Alonso, man, because that guy's fucking slow. That guy's not good enough for Chelsea. But the thing is, yeah, is that making one good cross, yeah, does not mean that he's a good player. People say what's called dribbling. He doesn't dribble. I don't think I feel like teams are figuring out that crossing the ball.
Okay.
Like, how you can cross what's called to the likes of Marcus Alonso, who's slow, and what's called to 6'6" centre backs, man. They found him out, man. He has a non-existent right foot, man. Can't really use well on the right foot, man. And this idea that he's a limited player, and it either works or it doesn't, man. Scoring a tap in, an open goal tap in. I'm sorry, this is the rule. Listen, scoring a tap in is that I'll praise you if you score it, but I won't call you world class. But if you miss it, you're shit. I'll diss you, but I won't praise you for scoring a tap in.
That's how it should be.
If that's how it should be. If you miss it, I'm gonna fucking kill you. But if you score it, well done.
Of course, but
well done. Let me finish, Chris.
Position.
Positioning. Yeah, man. Get the positioning.
It's okay, Casey. Calm down.
Man said positioning. No, because listen. This guy here, he's more overrated than Cho, man. He's more overrated than Cho.
Wait.
He's more overrated than Cho.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening at this point.
People start to overrate this guy. The same. I'm supposed to see what's called the same hype for this guy. The same as Mason Mount, man. Mason Mount, the guy's going to make a through.
Who's been saying he's sick?
For me, all these excuses about he came from Everdice, he was a world-class winger. I remember what's called. This guy had a good game against Sheffield United and Burnley and the Wizard of Stamford Bridge, man. How dare you, man? How dare you call him a Wizard of Stamford Bridge, man? I grew up watching the likes of Fabregas here, ping a 6-yard ball. I grew up watching Eden Hazard, an actual wizard, yeah.
That was 40 years ago. Why are you trying to flex?
And this wizard, yeah. This guy, Hakeem Ziyech is a wizard. Hakeem Ziyech, because he performed well against Sheffield United and Burnley. He's a wizard. An actual wizard. Are we serious here, man? Am I lying? Has he not been called a wizard at Stamford Bridge?
Kazi. So if he's not a wizard, is Adoy a wizard?
Well, listen, Kai, have I ever called Hudson-Odoi even the best youngster in our team? Have you ever heard me say that?
I can't. Can you guys
ever recall me?
Saying that now,
bro, guys. I'll say it to the guys that die. I said to the guys that die. Yeah, there's only one player I love in this team. There's only one player that I will actually.
Reece James, I know.
Reece James,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, same.
I won't ever.
What's this monologue, bro?
Kazi.
Come on, man.
No, Kazi. I understand, Kazi. And
let me ask Kazi a question. Let me ask Kazi a question.
Yeah,
20 years old, guys, man. 20 years old, man. He's doing this, man. What is this?
Jesus fucking Christ. Kazi, are you gonna let me ask you a question?
Yeah, let ask a question.
20 years old, he's doing fuck all, but yeah.
Do you think Hancho overrates Hudson-Odoi?
I do. I said it. I do though. I've said this to him multiple times.
He's turning you guys against each other.
It's true. Listen. You can believe I can overrate him. Cool. Everyone has their own opinion on the player.
Exactly, Ansha.
What I don't like is that.
Yet you get mad at me for my opinion. Let's.
Let me tell you why, man.
Yeah,
I sit there. I listen to you guys. Ziyech, the 28-year-old man, came from the Eredivisie. He's had injuries. He's meant to be in the prime of his career, and he's dropping stinkers, man. You're telling me he's in better form than Hudson-Odoi?
Exactly.
He's had one good game in his past 5 games, man. This guy is
no better.
See, that's where this
guy
is
a wizard. You call a wizard, a flop.
But my problem is
Hudson-Odoi
went on for at least 10 minutes on Hudson-Odoi when he
had
played 20
one
minutes.
good game in the past 5, yet all of his goals have got us in the next step of the whatever tournament we're playing in.
Yeah, exactly. He's had to bring quite a
How many goals has he had in the last 5 games, by the way? You do know what's called. Let me just say this here, by the way, guys. The games against Crystal Palace here and Everton, he had no goals here. No goals at all.
Poor.
I'm talking. No, listen. Let me speak. I'm talking Hudson-Odoi. I'm a back Hudson-Odoi here, man. Not saying he's world class. Listen to what I'm saying. Not saying he's not world class. He's not.
Get to the point, man.
I'm just gonna say that again, man. Just want to make that so because you guys want to select zero.
He's not.
Let Huncho finish what you wanted to say. Go on, Huncho.
I was saying, bro, Hakim Ziyech, this guy. I don't know what you see in this guy. He plays poor every single game, man. I don't
agree with him. I don't agree with him, guys.
Bro, I'm telling you, this guy, what you guys see in him, I will never see in this guy. When he touches the ball, he's not no wizard, man. He's a fraud. He's a £35 million fraud.
Maybe getting us through to the final.
No. You guys went on for 10 minutes on Hudson-Odoi. He played 20 minutes.
Don't you miss the 1v1 late after that goal, man?
He had a howl of the whole game, man. This guy tried to back you, man. Tried to back you at the age of 28 and he flopped twice.
I don't know.
He's not missing 1v1. He's not missing a 1v1, bro.
Let him finish.
Hang on, guys. You got to let each other finish. Ladies,
let each other finish, man.
I don't even like
Huncho finish.
But Hudson-Odoi this season has played 20 more minutes in the Prem. He has more goals and they're on the same amount of assists. This is Hakim Ziyech who's meant to be in his prime of his career, man. The prime of his career. And you're going to tell me Hudson-Odoi isn't good enough. Hakim Ziyech, what is he doing on the pitch, man? What is he actually doing on the pitch?
He's actually on the pitch, man. Unlike Adoy, man.
Reactionary.
He's actually
Hudson-Odoi has been played as a left wing back. Yeah, he's been played as a left wing back, a right wing back, as an inside number 10 on two sides, the right inside forward and a left inside forward.
Why is that though?
Because he's a versatile player, and when he's not good enough to start for Chelsea Football Club, he's just not, man. He's
Yeah,
20 years old, man.
exactly, guys. He's not doing
But neither is a 28-year-old. He doesn't get into the starting lineup.
Bro, but I've never said I'm a Ziyech fan. Where do people get that I'm a Ziyech fan?
I'm not talking to you, Kaido. I'm not talking to you, Kai. I'm just saying in general. The guy does not get top 3, man.
Real Chris, what do you want to say, mate?
I just want to say, like, he's saying, what has Ziyech been doing? He's been getting us through to the FA Cup, like, semi-finals, even the final as well.
Don't say semi-final.
He's been helping us, yeah? I like Hudson-Odoi, but what's he really done for us this season, then?
Bro, he's done more than Ziyech. What has Ziyech
What's he done,
guys? Can I say this, guys?
I think they've equally done as much as each other.
Can I answer that,
at best.
Hakeem Ziyech, yeah, for me, the reason why I won't ever expect Hudson-Odoi to carry us to semi-final, because I've already said this. The guy is a talented player. Whenever he's world class, he should be on that bench, man. He should hold bench. But my problem is that when you go over there and you start to call this guy the Wizard of Stamford Bridge, who turns up once in 5 games, he turns up when he decides to, man. Yeah, this Wizard of
no one on this panel ever said that.
Literally,
no one on this panel has ever called Ziyech the Wizard of London.
He's the fraud of Stamford Bridge, man.
He's David Blaine, bro. He's David Blaine, bro. He's David Blaine.
As Ziyech's attorney, can I defend him?
Yeah, go on.
One point. You can defend him on 1 point. That's it. Because I want to get
Red Panther next line, man. Hakeem Ziyech.
1 point. Pick your point carefully.
See, now you're making me think what I have to pick on my point.
Well,
come back to me. Come back to me. Now I got to think about my point.
But let me make this clear quickly, man. Let me make this clear. Yeah, I don't hate Hakeem Ziyech, by the way. I don't hate him.
Hang on, Hunter. Go, Chris.
I do. I don't have much else to say about it. Like all I know is like Ziyech has helped us in the FA Cup, and Hudson-Odoi has played well at right wing back this season, and that's about it, really.
Scored the winner against Rennes, but we move. Carry on.
Okay, Sammy.
Wait, against who?
Mate.
Rennes.
It's okay.
Alright,
who's that?
Alright,
That's some kind of French sauce, man. What is it?
Does this have to be about one player we want to go, or just something?
What do you want to say, mate? It's a free
I want to say one thing about the ESL, right? That was just all smoke and mirrors. They could push past this new UEFA thing where they get more games out of Chelsea and all these other teams. I'm telling you now. It's rule number 1 in negotiation. Ask for something extreme, and then you get what you want, which is just underneath that. And that's exactly what they've done.
I do that in career mode, bro. Do that career mode. That's what I'm trying to say to my players, man.
Okay. That's Alex, what do you want to say, mate?
No, but a lot of things have already been said, man. But I want to get back quickly to Hudson-Odoi's situation, man. The thing is, right, if we had players in our squad, and I think, yes, and I understand Hudson-Odoi's criticism, and yes, there's been past the season where he has been bad, and past the season he's been good. But the one thing with our young players, if you look at our team, Pulisic is 21, Reece James is 21, Havertz is 21.
Relying on kids, man.
Is 20 years old. We have young players in the squad, and at the moment, we are relying too much on these young players. If we had a team like a Man City's or a Liverpool's, yes, a Man City or Liverpool's of last season were all good. If we had players where we could we have players where we've had more experienced players who these young players could look up to. These young players could learn from. We don't have that at the moment, so we're relying at the moment. The problem is on young players. That's why we're criticizing too much young players.
Chelsea FC, man.
I understand Kai's point before. Yes, I don't. For me, Hudson-Odoi, yes, he's not. He can become a good player. At the moment, he's not an incredible player. And the thing is, people need to get away from the fact that we're trying to be a club where we want to bring the youth, and yes, that's good. But we still need to realize this is Chelsea Football Club, and it's not always about
Dortmund, man.
We're not
Dortmund,
no, it's not about youth, man. This is not about youth. It's about Chelsea Football Club.
Well, I want you to so real Chris, Alex. I'm keeping Pato on because he's making his making his debut. So I'm going to keep him on for a bit more. But Sammy, Real Chris, Alex, Honcho, Kazi, I want you to make one more point, not a monologue.
I didn't actually get my unpopular opinion out there.
Oh, go on. No, yeah, okay. Well, make this your just no monologue, just one real point, because I want to refresh. Because I've got other people messaging me wanting to come on. We've got a big thing. So, Chris,
I don't know if it's a serious one, but I believe, if Tuchel wins the Champions League this season and stuff, he could be our best ever manager at Chelsea Football Club.
Wow.
No,
wow.
Okay.
He's not better than
I've been hindering around this for a little bit. If he actually wins us the Champions League and goes for a Premier League title, for me, that could be like the best manager who wins both sides. Why
because
not?
He need to win at least 2 Premier Leagues and 1 Champions League. Why is this fan base such short?
I'm not sure. I'm just saying, if he wins, okay, for example, fine. If he wins another Premier League and a Champions League, then what?
If he wins 2 Premier Leagues and then a Champions League, then I would rate him above Mourinho. But until then,
yeah, that's what I mean.
If he goes on and wins the achievements, bro.
This is a big if he wins the Champions League, though. That's what I'm saying. If he wins that and then goes on wins the league and stuff, and maybe wins another league, obviously, I believe he could top Mourinho. That's all. I do, and I do defend Mourinho against the people who call him snakes. By the way, you know I have. I love Mourinho, but I believe
the dinosaur.
He's not a dinosaur, all right? But yeah, like,
it's not his fault. You're an egg, Kazi, man. Don't diss the guy, man. Don't diss the legend.
Yeah, don't diss the legend.
Right? He is our legend. He is our legend.
I'm sorry.
He's a demigod, man. You know what a demigod is, Kazi? That's what he is, man.
I just want to say this here. I was not born in 2001. So to me, I don't care about him as much as you do. For me,
that's because he came in 2003. Oh, 4.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Kazi, you lied yourself.
I didn't even get born in 2001, Kazi.
Kazi,
that was terrible.
Learn our history, please. Learn our history.
That was a stinker. That was a stinker, man.
That was, man. Kazi, we'll edit it out. We'll edit it out, man. Don't worry, man.
Came in. I liked him, and I thought 50th season came in won the Premier League title.
That was real quick,
Andrew.
Last point, Kazi.
Why not?
Kazi, what do you want? Last point, no monologue. Just a point, please.
Jose Mourinho is a dinosaur.
You're gonna do this? This is your last point, yeah?
You should kick them.
Tyrannosaurus dinosaur, man. That's the it, man. An absolute fossil.
Okay.
An absolute fossil.
Yeah, respect.
No, Kazi's last point. Honcho, last point, mate.
Listen, man. I just want to say, I don't have an agenda against anyone. Hudson-Odoi, you can believe he's not good enough. You can believe this or that, man. I don't mind. Everyone's free to their own opinion. But what I don't like is when you have the 28-year-old, you have all these experienced players who don't perform, and then you put
playing
all
well
these
right
standards.
Now, okay.
Who's not playing well? One good game in 5.
Yes,
we can go through his last 5 games. We can go through them. Simple. Okay. He's had one good game.
Leave it, bro. Okay. Leave it. Marshall's gonna die in the show, man.
Listen, let's just keep the same energy, man.
Can I did have a defense point, and I redeemed that defense point right now.
No. Marshall, I'll get to your defense point. I just want to get the last points for these guys and then refresh it. So,
go for it.
Sammy, what do you want to say?
We got to stop buying for the youth, for the future. Stop saying, oh, we need him for the future. We need him for the future. Look at us now. We need someone now to step in and drastically change things.
Not now, though, bro.
Huh?
That's what you're saying. Keem's actually not now, bro.
Will agrees, man.
Will, shut up.
Hancho, you do know Will rates Mount highly, man. So Will's opinion doesn't matter anymore.
That is true.
Get Mason Man out of here, bro.
Alex, last point from you.
DM playing at number 10, man.
Look, I'll be positive here. Let's just appreciate the players that we have in our team, and then I think
they're scoring goals for us. Okay,
there's something that you look, man. We're still in a rebuilding phase. We're trying to create a new legacy at Chelsea with these new players and young players. Maybe the likes of Ziyech and the older players, but the young players. And let's be positive and let's be bright for the future, man.
100.
Yes, Alex.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you for coming on. I didn't realize how more people wanted to come on. This
Happy play 6-year-old
birthday. You guys are always welcome. You're always
Kazi, you want me to show you my passport?
I'll see you later, guys.
I'm not 36, man.
All right,
I'm not
in a bit, guys.
More life.
Cheers, guys. Come, we're doing more call-ins soon, so you're always welcome. Yeah. So.
Do I look 36, man? Jesus Christ! Why are you joking about that?
No, Kazi just doesn't know anything.
All right, Andre. Thanks, mate. We'll get you on soon again. All right, mate.
Hudson-Odoi is generational.
No.
Get him out. Get him out.
Alex, when are you on soon as well? Okay, mate.
So while you add the other people, what I wanted to say was people are bringing up these Cho stats from earlier in the season. Okay, while we're bringing up stats for earlier in the season, why don't we just bring up stats for Werner from earlier in the season? He must have been great, right? He was great earlier in the season. Why don't we play Werner more? I'm talking about playing players based on their current form, and in current form right now, Ziyech is playing better than Cho, and that's why we should start him over Cho.
I have got Kai's favorite person, Blue Ice, on. I'm not going to start with Blue Ice. I think we have and Hassan. I think we have 3 people that are making their debuts on the channel tonight as well. Let's start off with sorry, Bashar. Bashar, you okay?
Yeah, I'm here.
Too scared.
Yeah,
all right, Bashar. Thanks for coming on the channel, mate. Have you subscribed?
Yeah, for sure.
Good man. What do you want to say?
I'm just wanting to know if people are thinking of Ziyech as in like the way we thought when like back in the day when we brought in Dembaba or like Remy, the way that contribution, even though it's not the same position. I don't know, like obviously when we brought them in, we didn't think they were going to be game changers, but are people attributing Ziyech's like performance and the way he needs to play to the likes of like I just can't see where everyone's bringing in the slander so much.
Yeah,
I just think again this Ziyech agendas might be a little bit harsh though. I just think people hasn't been appreciate him a lot this season just because because of his work rate. And that yes, he has been poor in terms of work rate, but in terms of what he's contributed to this club since he came in, he had a good lapse of performance. Yeah, he had a bad spells in that, but yeah, man, I just think he hasn't been lived up to expectation yet this season, and it will come through over time. Even though like at some point he might get dropped out because of the size of the squad is huge, like. And you can't expect Ziyech to be starting week in, week out. And it's just like, that because I understand what people upset about because, he's not he's basically the same like some people call him like Willian, the Moroccan Willian and that. But I feel like what he's bringing to this club, like the crosses and that the passes, the ball provider that he's got in his arsenal, is huge, and I just think people need to. It's a bit harsh though to criticize Ziyech at the season, and because I just think Ziyech will turn up on big games. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I add on to Fatir's point too?
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is that what I think is happening is that people are taking the time Ziyech has been in the club from December, so the end of Lampard's reign, towards the end of Lampard's reign, and then the beginning of we're right now in April, so I want to say towards the mid-March. They're looking at that time of Ziyech's time here at the club, and every single time they see him play and he makes a mistake, it sticks out as a sore thumb because they remember that gap where he was actually not that great. And like people are saying, like, what does he do? What does he do for the club and all this shit? Like, watch the games, man. Watch what he actually tries to do. Like, I remember there was this one pass. It was a beautiful pass. I even commented on it during the game in our chat where like Ziyech passed it to Reece James, but Reece James didn't touch the ball and then he got bullied off the ball. But like if Reece James had got a touch in the ball and then a shot on target, you could have possibly had a goal and assist for Ziyech. Ziyech has very creative moments, and I don't care if he's a moments player or not, but the fact of the matter is that we need moments right now. We need assists. We need goals. We need these things. Like, I think people don't like to credit the fact that and even his pressing game, like you're seeing him run more than I've seen him run ever. Like he was pressing the ball when the opposition had the ball. I think people like to pay attention to the mistakes that Ziyech does more than the things that he tries to make happen. And I think that's why people have this agenda against him, because they like to focus and hyper-focus on those mistakes, which I admit, like any other player, he also makes mistakes. Okay. But he also tries really well to make things happen.
I want to get these guys. Bashir, did you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, obviously at the moment, without the likes of those starting caliber players to the likes of like Costa and Fabregas and Hazard and those guys. Obviously, we don't have anything to really put Ziyech's performances to, but I definitely think at the start of the season he showed us flashes with link up and everything else, and obviously with those injuries and all of those setbacks, there has been some off times, but I definitely think that Ziyech should get a little more leeway than like the likes of CHO and a few other guys. As young as CHO is, he's definitely inconsistent in many ways and not even providing sometimes.
All right, mate. Well, thank you for coming on, Bashar. Thank you for making your debut. We'll be doing more call-in shows soon from now on. So make sure when you send the link out, you try and get yourself on, okay?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, pal. Thanks for subscribing as well. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So we go to Den Essien making a debut on the channel as well. How you doing, pal? You subscribed?
Hey guys, yes I am. Yes,
good man.
Very much so. Big fan.
We
of the
allow
show.
you to continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, big fan. Anyway, so just wanted to say, there are a lot of issues that I have, but I think I'm just gonna condense it to one, which is, guys, I really think.
Hello.
Oh shit! He really thinks what?
Oh,
what?
I think you muted him, sir.
Den Essien, you there?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, you sort of went silent.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Yeah. I was saying, guys.
I'll be right. Sorry, Dennis. I'll be right back, guys. I have to take care of something.
Sure.
5 minutes.
Yep. I was just saying, I think we really, really need a sporting director.
Okay.
Based on because I look at our signings this year, right? Talking about Timo, Havertz, CS. I think one of the issues that has stuck out to me this season is we have a lot of players that need the system built around them. Timo especially. CS is definitely one. Havertz to some extent, although he is young and malleable, so in the future one can assume that he will grow into a certain role. But as to what that role is right now, I'm not sure all of us know, although it seems like he is a number 10-ish, stroke 9, stroke Rumdeuter. I don't even know what his role is right now. But one thing is clear, he is very, very talented. But I always say his role is as a center forward in the future, but that's besides the point. The point I'm trying to make is, who made these decisions to buy these guys who 9 months, in the future, we've all seen are somewhat ill-fitting to our team. Havertz to a lesser extent, but Timo, clearly in RB Leipzig, he required the whole team's attack to be built around him. He was, essentially a kick and run merchant. Like, excuse my my disrespectful words there, but he really was. And I'm not sure who made the decision to actually get him to join the team, because he doesn't fit in our system. And then with Ziyech, he's not your classic winger. He to be honest, I don't even know what he is. Like, don't get me wrong, I like him, but he's like a number 10 / right winger who doesn't move, like very immobile, just pings crosses, and it's just so frustrating sometimes when I think, who at the top is putting these names together, saying, okay, this summer we're going for XYZ, and we are going for them because they are going to be a big part of this system moving forward. But it seems like we just buy because we can. And I know last summer was a special reason why we did that, because obviously with COVID, everything, we wanted to seize on the opportunity. But I'm just saying, going forward, we may need an actual sporting director to maybe just be in the room with Marina and Roman and all these guys who seem more like who seem to want to just buy players because they like him, or like they are available as opposed to fitting a coach's actual system. So that was just one thing.
No, I understand. It's a good point, Denisin. Thank you for coming on. Please continue to come on these call-ins. We're gonna have more of these going forward, so please do. But thanks for coming on, bro. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Right. And YK make his debut as well. What do you want to say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. What do you want to say?
Can hear you, brother.
Okay. Basically, you see how you guys are like, the standards have dropped of Chelsea, yeah. But you see what probably Musher is there. You see how like you said, it's been good like last 5 games. For me, like he hasn't been bad, but he's been average. Yeah.
Right.
And that's like an example of how the standards have dropped. Like we're calling average performances good. Like although he's scoring, it's like even though he's scoring, like it's not like he's having an excellent game. It's like he just pops up with that goal. You give him credit for that, yeah. But I wouldn't say like he's been good like past 5 games. I feel like he's just been average. Like same with Cho as well. Like they've both just been average. I wouldn't say bad, but average.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think the reason I say that he's been good is because from what I'm because I watch him closely because I have to fucking defend this motherfucker. But the thing is that I see the creativity he brings, and I see that he does have what I like to call the near assists. And it happens often where he cuts through the defense. He like yesterday was a perfect example. He gave a beautiful goal, pass to Reece that Reece just did nothing with, and I think people just don't watch those. They just watch what he doesn't do or how he gets dispossessed, and those are the highlights for people rather than the plays where if the player that received the ball had done better with it, he would have had like an impact.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Okay.
And could I say something to that as well? Like a lot of people, I mean, there's a lot of hypocrites among the fan base saying that we needed a player who could create something from nothing. Ziyech can do that, but although like it's not a Lampard system where he thrived in and excelled because a lot of the passes used to go to him and he used to ping it. Ziyech's the type of player to create something from nothing, but the fan base complains and say, half of his passes won't go through. Whereas if you see the likes of Bruno and Fernandes, he in that system where it's built around him, he could ping the ball left, right, and center. Ziyech tries to do something, but like what Marshall says, a lot of people will turn that to a negative rather than positive.
Yeah.
Okay. YK, is there anything else you want to say?
About transfers, yeah. I feel like the main priority is a proper DM, like a sitting DM and a striker.
Yeah.
That's real. That's what we've been crying out a lot this season. Can't say it's not proper DM. I don't think we're going to change the system to forward the back sometime. Maybe not.
Yeah. All right. YK,
unless it's an urgent thing, but I don't see it's Tuchel going to go do that anyway.
YK, thanks for coming on, bro. Come on again, okay?
Yeah, bye.
Cheers, bro. Okay, so...
The man, the myth, the ice, the dentine.
Now, Kai, are you there?
The slush puppy.
Is Kai there? I don't want to really waste Blue Ice on just us, that's all. He has a great thing with Kai, but maybe
Blue Ice will come back. Blue Ice,
maybe
Blue Ice,
maybe
come
Kai
back.
fell asleep and Blue Ice just has this natural effect. But Blue Ice, my friend, how are you?
I'm very well, guys. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good, mate.
We're doing okay, man.
Wait to hear what you've got to say, because it's always a joy.
I feel like there's a plot twist coming here, man. I feel like there's a plot twist coming.
No.
Baby. Blue Ice is on
fire. Well, thanks, guys, for having me. Just wanted to say big up to, I'm reading the comments, Alex CFC, Abdul B. I didn't know I had fans, so yeah. Thanks, guys. Trusting you guys are doing well. And then
You're appreciated in this community.
Yes, Marshall, appreciate it. I'll make it quick. I have a few bullet points. I'll try to make it quick. And
go ahead, mate.
Feel free to cut me off anytime.
No, you go ahead. We'll let you land all of them. So go ahead.
Okay, cool. Wanted to start with the Super League. Wanted to say big up to our fans that went out there yesterday to do it for us. I just want to say thank you. Setting the example.
Anyone on this panel did. That's fine. We can move on.
Yeah, no
well, that's fine. Again, they did it for us.
Atir was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's.
Come on, Marshall.
Really sarcastic,
I'm sorry.
Marshall.
Come on, Marshall. I'm sorry. I missed that one.
I was there, right? Okay, good. All the Ronnies, I'm reading the comments. Thanks, man. Thanks. Big up to you too. Yeah, I just wanted to say big shout out to all the fans for representing us and for setting the example for world football is the way I look at it. It made me really proud to be, I don't want to sound corny here, guys, but it really made me proud to be a Chelsea fan. That's who we are. We're hated around the world, but we do what we do to make it happen. So yeah, big up to all the fans. And you know, one thing we all have to learn from this is that there is obviously money on the table. And the way I look at it is these big billionaire moguls, they looked at the league over the COVID period and they found out a way to basically virtualize the stadium viewing experience. In other words, they probably devised a way to convert the whole notion of tickets to licenses. And that's food on the table that they wanted to go after. That's big billions. And you know, it's good to see that, you know, the EPL kind of stood firm and stepped away, but it's a lesson for the EPL and UEFA to wake up. It's one thing to have a global reach, but it's another thing to have a very strong financial platform to make sure that everybody can eat. So that's the Super League part of things. And then, yes, coming to the midfield, Slendz. I know you. I heard you mention that I wanted Silva to be in the DM. You know why? It's because our midfield sucks, man. And our midfield is basically like the musical band in sync. Justin Timberlake and the rest. Justin Timberlake is Kante, and the rest are just the rest.
Oh, you mean Jorginho?
Oh no!
No, Kante is Justin Timberlake, and the rest are the rest. I'm telling you.
But hold on, man. There was no Kovacic today, Blue Ice, man. You can't scapegoat him, man.
Well, hey, we miss Kovacic. We definitely miss Kovacic this in this past few games, but we have a very, very average midfield.
Andrew, I like that comment.
We have a very, very, very average midfield. I'm not sure how we're.
Gino, they also
Sorry?
bring up to him.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Apparently, Real Madrid.
Breaking news.
Real Madrid. Breaking news. Real Madrid have, according to reports, have a very slim chance of playing. Reports coming out around Europe that very slim chance of playing in the semi-finals.
Andrew, can I just clarify? That is from the UEFA president.
That's
in
right,
a radio interview.
Yeah.
The radio interview. Yeah. He said there's a relatively small chance that we could.
I do not know what does that mean.
So we're going to the finals?
Well, I mean, he hasn't confirmed if it means we're going to get a pass to the final. But it's a very.
You know what?
Can I just say much before you go as well? Florentino Perez did speak tonight, and he spewed some more bullshit out of his mouth. So if you guys want to see that, there you go.
You know what? This is kind of damning for us in a sense, because if we do go on to win the Champions League, everyone's going to say, oh, it's because Real Madrid got eliminated and you didn't actually beat them properly.
Take it.
We'll take it. I don't care, Marshall. I wanted the easiest route to a final.
We'll take it, yeah. We'll take it.
Can I just confirm something, guys, as well? Florentino Perez has confirmed that all 12 clubs are still on board. No one has left.
Bullshit.
I mean, obviously,
bullshit.
You take it with a pinch of salt.
Bullshit.
Can I also say something?
There's legalities involved in it, so I don't know.
It's the same group of players that are registered to FA. We need the Premier League players. So Perez needs permission before they could transfer. So legally, Chelsea and the other 12 clubs have won.
Yeah, you're right. Is Kai there? You okay, Kai? Or?
Yeah, I'm here. Just felt a bit.
Just say something about Kovacic. Just say something about Kovacic.
Yeah, we're going to finish real soon. So, San, make your point, mate. Hassan? You put yourself on mute.
Blue Ice hasn't finished.
I know, we'll get...
Blue Ice, did you finish?
I want to say...
Oh, not yet. But Hassan, go ahead.
Okay. No, you finish off.
All right, cool. So like I was saying, our midfield is like in sync. Justin Timberlake and the rest. Justin Timberlake is Kante, and the rest of our midfield are the rest, basically. Very average midfield. I really think it's time for an overhaul. Jorginho might make the cut. This is my humble opinion. Jorginho might make the cut because there's something ruthless about Jorginho. I think he can stare danger in the face, and even though he's very slow, but at least he has a commanding spirit in him. The rest are just the rest. And I'd rather see, and I know Kai doesn't like this name, Declan Rice. Declan Rice. Please. Kai, please don't kill me. Don't sacrifice me, but please, it's about time. If we win the Champions League, there is no reason why we shouldn't go for Declan Rice. I understand the whole concept of selling remorse. Yeah. You know, we sold him at cheap. I want to buy him at 80 million. I get it, but that kid has got a pass in him. He can also play as a CB. He can play as a CB, so he can be a Fernandinho or a Fabinho like Liverpool. He's tall, he's big, he's seasoned in the EPL. And then we can look at Kessie from AC Milan. Like these sort of players to play behind Kante would definitely make a difference. That's even
the player Tuchel style of play, man. He's not gonna get them.
So Blue Ice. Did you watch Kessie today versus Locatelli?
I didn't see the game today. How did you do?
Bro, it was listen, Locatelli came out up front, man. They won the game 2-1. Last 20 minutes, Kessie was getting overrun, man. He was getting overrun. But it's just one game.
But it's one game.
I was gonna say, don't slate him one game, please.
Yeah, no, it's one game. That kid can play ball, man. And what is he? 21, 22?
Yeah.
And then Bissouma. I heard you guys tossed the name around Bissouma. Bissouma is definitely another candidate. He's Premier League proven, and he's strong. And I watched him yesterday again, apart from the many games that I've watched with Brighton. And I think that kid can definitely say something. But if you look at Kovacic, with all due respect, if you look at Jorginho, with all due respect, if you look at Billy Gilmore, with all due respect, look at what's his name, the one we sent to Fulham, Loftus-Cheek.
Loftus-Cheek, yeah.
And then Barkley. If you look at these guys, these are the back end singers for NSYNC, in my opinion. It's about time we make a change. And yeah, my last point is, hey guys, it's time to consider other sports to love since the Super League scare. Like consider the NHL. NHL is fun. My favorite team is the Washington Caps, or maybe consider the NBA. You can pick up your team. I always follow the Miami Heat.
Blue Ice.
Yeah, talk to me.
With all due respect, man, you should stick to hockey, man. With your opinions about coaches, you should stick to hockey, bro.
No, Washington Caps, bro. Washington Caps. But no, we got to look. Listen, we need surgery in that midfield, and I know you guys are probably of the same opinion. We need surgery.
Yeah,
we can't win with that. We can't win with that midfield at all.
No, it's too limited. It's too limited in terms of depth.
It is too limited.
Hassan,
limited for sure.
What do you want to say, mate? You're the last comment tonight. What do you want to say?
Is there still a chance for unpopular opinion? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it.
I've always thought about this, right? And I've always wanted like the Ballon d'Or to be like permanently scrapped.
Hassan, get to the point, bro.
No, because I'll do it quickly. So basically, the reason why I wanted the Ballon d'Or to be permanently scrapped is because of the history, like the inconsistency in decisions, and like example, like how Modric won it, how Ribery got robbed, etc. And in the past, right, the news had to say, the fans had to say, and there was like a lot of bias. So, and really, I don't think in terms of a team playing sport, like this type of award, which can cause like inner rivalries and sparks, like Neymar leaving, etc., like Hazard leaving as well. I think like this type of award should be permanently scrapped, and I just want your guys' opinions. Like, am I right or am I wrong? Or
you're very wrong.
We need
man.
something. We need a prize to reward an individual player.
Yeah.
So, whether it gets scrapped is going to get replaced by something else. So, like, how do you distinguish who the best player in the world is? I understand it's all opinion, but this makes it a bit less opinionated. So when you give someone the Super Bowl, the Ballon d'Or, you kind of give them the ascendancy, make them like reward them for a great season. Like for me, I understand the whole robbery thing. Schneider should have won it for me, like 2010, and other years, other players should have won it. But no, I think it's part of our history. It's part of our history, man.
Yeah,
it needs to stay there.
Mm-hmm. I know it's part of the history, but it's the inconsistency that concerns it. If you understand what I'm saying, like 1 minute is based upon, like in the earlier history, it was based upon media bias, and the next season was based on performance. So it's like one or the other.
I think what we will do, Sam, I'm going to get you on. You're always on his call-ins anyway, so we'll get you on to make a bigger point at another stream. We're going to end it here because I've just realised it's 5 past midnight and we're going for nearly 2 hours. And Kai is a very tired man. He's been working out all day. You know what I mean? He's very tired and needs to have a nice long sleep.
Boys, if you want to continue,
NHL, Kai.
If you want to continue, hey man, any sport that is played on ice, it shouldn't be a sport, man. All I'm saying, man. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean,
if you guys want to stay live, you can, man. I have no issue.
Disrespect on curling right now.
We've been on for nearly 2 hours. You know, it's been a long stream. I've been up since 5, so I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm tired of looking at you people, basically. Amen. But like I said, going forward, we're going to have more call-ins like this going forward. Nice. Even maybe starting off with call-ins right away on some of the shows and just going into whatever you want to talk about, essentially like that. But
please keep it a football, man. I don't care about like what happened to you in your daily life. If you wanted the last muffin and some guy came in and took your last muffin, or if your boss is sexually assaulting you, that's none of my business, man.
Kai, don't get cancelled, man. Don't get cancelled.
Washington Capitals, man.
We're only football therapy, man. Nothing more, nothing less, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's right on that point where, you know, this is just a football channel, you know.
We love you, people. We're joking.
Yeah,
if you're
exactly. If you know Kai, we know he's joking.
If you're sad, DM me on Twitter and I'll leave you on read. There you go, man.
By the way, KH No Filter on Twitter is Kai. It's no one doing an impression of Kai because you can't do an impression of Kai. That is Kai. Okay, so if you're interacting with KH No Filter, that's Kai who you're getting. Okay, no one's impersonating him. Links for Slendz, mine and Marshall channels are down below, as well as our Twitters as well. Links to the Twitter for this channel is in there as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do so. And if you know other people are watching it, just say, hey, if you're liking the content, subscribe. We're close to 1,000 subs. It's very agonizingly, painstakingly slow to get to 1,000 subs. Okay.
It wasn't like this, man. It wasn't like this. It's an obstacle, man.
I know. It really is.
You know what's crazy is, Andrew? Because like when I first started YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I was growing rapid fast, man. I was like, it was a bit like before. I think it was the beginning of the COVID. It's like I got 300 subscribers in a week, and people who Twitter, they know how hard it is to make like 100 subscribers in a week. Let alone 300. I don't fuck it. Like Twitter, YouTube is like, we can't let that guy become published now because World War III will happen, you know. So we're gonna slow down.
Me both, Kai. Me both, man.
You know what it is, man. I was gonna say it's because Lampard was in the job, innit?
I was just about to say you miss Lampard, huh, Kai? You miss Lampard, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I'm willing for my channel to never grow if my club like reaps the rewards, man.
There's Twitters are there. Hassan is unnamed wrecker, isn't it, on Twitter?
Yeah.
Unnamed wrecker, so please follow him. Subscribe to the channel, like I said. Please help us get there. You know,
perfect.
You can find in your neighborhood strip club, just so you guys know.
Thanks for being my plug, man. Thanks for being my plug, Kai.
Everyone you've seen before, or they've made their debut, you can do that as well. We send out the link. We do the call-ins. We're not even rival fans. We get you on. We're not like, we'll have you on. Doesn't matter what if you disagree with us.
We have you last. Though. If you're a rival fan, we'll have you last.
We prefer you to. We might even prefer you to disagree with us sometimes, so we can argue.
Yeah.
With you. But
we'll basically treat you like they treat girls who are 6s and 5s in clubs, man. You come in, but you come in last. You're not a priority.
Oh my God.
Andrew, it's not our choice. They chose the wrong club, man.
I know. Kai, take us out with your saying, please.
Hey, people, jokes aside, all of us here, man, No Filter, we appreciate everything that you guys have been doing with us, like the interactions on Twitter, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The love you're showing us is amazing, man. And once we get to 1,000, we'll do something special for you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do like a 3 hours or a 4 hours like call-in that you guys can talk to us. We'll do Q&As.
No, we got a surprise for them as well.
As long as it's not too personal, because you guys know what happened last time. I was too personal with you on Football Terrace, but it is what it is. We move on. You people, take care of yourself. Do your vitamins and just be healthy, man. Just take care of yourself during this difficult times. We are here for you. If you guys wanna talk to me, you can message me on Twitter, DM me, and I love to talk to you about football, about anything. Going with any type of sadness, depression. I'm always here for you guys.
Yeah.
I said about Leave You in Red, most of it is a joke. Unless your story is very not interesting, I will most likely respond to you.
Or if you're Catholic.
People, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. All the best, you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Kai loves Declan Rice. Kai loves Declan Rice.